A local community gets together to raise enough money to tell a developer, not in my backyard. Neighbors raised $100,000 in a matter of months. Local 12 meteorologist Josh Knight spoke to the women behind the effort and shows us why this is so important to them.
Late in 2012, a developer was working to buy a plot of land at the end of Salem Hills Lane in Mount Washington. The proposal meant big changes to the landscape and 15 new houses on just 4 acres. Jody Pol and her neighbors were at that meeting.
There were a bunch of people extremely fired up because we didn't want to lose this. We didn't want to lose the green space. We didn't want to lose literally just the way the neighborhood was.
That plot of land backs up to the Magrish Preserve along the Little Miami River. The landowner was willing to sell the land to the Hillside Trust if it could raise the money.
We printed out a bunch of flyers and went from house to house, street to street, stuck them on the mailbox.
The grassroots fundraising brought together nearly 40 donors and almost $30,000 in 2 months. Then one very large donation came in.
He was my angel who flew down from heaven and basically said, hey, what is it that you need? He walks Magrish Park all the time and basically said, I don't want this to happen. How can I help?
This is one property that's unusual because it is close to an existing park property. It does have runoff issues.
If you look around now, it's kind of hard to picture how you might even fit 15 houses up here, but you can imagine why the neighbors would be upset. A lot of these trees would have to come down, and that entire hillside just in front of me would be pushed back. We're talking about 25 feet, and it would really take away from the view here on top of these bluffs.
Which literally would have flattened this whole thing out from that standpoint. So it's a lot of moving of dirt.
That's quite an accomplishment that this neighborhood in Cincinnati has actually been raising its own money to protect its green space. So we're quite excited about that.
And now after all the hard work, Paul says it's time to celebrate.
That's in the works right now. We're going to have a nice big party.
In Mount Washington, Josh Knight, Local 12 News.